Hey there everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of New Zealand. It's Dirty H here again, and today I've got a really cool episode. I'm putting all of the roads down into downtown. That's including the main intersections going in and out and onto the highway, and also a port area, and the port area gets completely detailed and finished, and that was a lot of fun to do. The port area was mainly modelled off Wellington, the port area in Wellington, but I've also used some smaller ports around New Zealand like the one from New Plymouth and also the one in Tauranga as inspiration as well. So once I've given the coast around here the basic shape that I'd like the port to be, the first thing I do is start running 2 train lines into the downtown area. One is going to be for cargo, which will branch off at the port, and the other will be a passenger line, or the first passenger line running into a downtown hub. And as much as I'd like the city to look like New Zealand, of course I'd like to have it run well as well. And I guess this is sort of how I've always played City Skylines right through from when I started on the PlayStation, was setting up these train lines for maximum effect nice and early and then building the city around them. And just as well, because the train line going through from Upper Hutt into Wellington is fairly similar to that in concept, and it's built and structured in a way so that the train lines have priority. So that's why I'm taking inspiration from that, and I lived in Wellington for a number of years myself, and these train lines work really well, and as far as I'm concerned they're probably the best set up ones in New Zealand, so a good place to start my model from. I've had the highway go underneath a tunnel here and around a slight bend and into downtown, as this sort of mimics the highway going into Wellington. And because I have a highway going straight through from here as well in the game that runs up to what would be a southern entrance to the city, I'm going to be able to hide the intersection under here as a tunnel intersection as well. And I wouldn't normally do that, but I just don't want the intersection that close to downtown. I don't think it would look realistic for New Zealand, as cool as it would look. I just don't think it would look that realistic. So I'm going to be a little bit cheeky and hide it underground here at a cost of probably about $20 billion if it was real life, but never mind. Mere Dirty H has given it the tick. There really isn't a lot that makes New Zealand ports any different to the rest of the world. I think the biggest difference or noticeable difference that I seen was that they're really small compared to like an Australia or America, for instance. Our ports are tiny. They're only like one section of their ones, so this isn't going to be a big port, which is great. That suits, to be honest, and it's going to be usable. I've run the train lines in here like I mentioned earlier, which you'll see me detail very shortly. I've also released an NZ collection, so if you guys are interested in any of the things that I use to make this port here, just head to the description in the video. because of the way that I had designed the port here, I'd made it quite tricky for myself to get a road out of here for the trucks. So what I've ended up doing is putting the road back through the freight terminal building and then using PO for this big long shed to make it look like the trucks are doubling back through the shed on their way out. I could have done a lot of different things with this little piece of land next to the port here, but I've decided for whatever reason to just make it into this sort of a left behind, non-used, dead end, a place to go and eat your fish and chips or your KFC or whatever. And I'm kind of hoping that once this area's all been built up, because it's very close to where downtown is going to be, that this sort of little bit here just helps the area look a little bit more realistic and just a bit more what we might see in real life. Not every part of the city's coast is perfectly built and looking marvellous, so hopefully this does the job. Wood and timber in New Zealand make up 7.6% of the total exports coming out of the country, so I thought it would only be fitting to put some logs down here that were ready to be sent out on the ship. And the port is one area that I don't mind detailing really hardcore. There's a lot of space between the buildings obviously, and most of these props will be very, very visible when the city's finished, and also the port area makes up a large chunk of the city, so it goes a long way to creating a realistic city, having a realistic port, I believe. hope you guys really enjoyed that episode today. My apologies, I know the commentary was a little bit light, but I thought those building scenes sort of spoke for themselves. I've got a bunch of new subscribers recently, so thank you very, very much if you're new to my channel. I appreciate it so much. Please hit the bell notification if you haven't already. I'm uploading all the time. The episodes, I hope, are getting better. If you think they are, let me know in the comments. If you think they aren't, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I hope you guys have a really good weekend or whatever, and look after yourselves and look after each other, and I'll see you guys on episode 5. Peace out.